Bistros are falling foul of soaring rents and chains, say owners and fans who want them protected. Credit Gamma Keystone, beloved by Hemingway, philosophers and impressionists alike, Paris bistros and café terraces are seeking UNESCO World Heritage status as unique intellectual and artistic melting pots, bastions of Parisian art de vivre. Bistros have also become symbols of defiance to the 2015 terror attacks on the French capital, which targeted their easygoing, open-minded spirit but failed to break it. The atrocities carried out by Islamic State gunmen were the worst in France's history and left 130 people dead. After the attacks, Parisians crowded onto the terraces to show that they regarded them as places of cultural cross-fertilization, of freedom and of the art of living, said the group of bistro owners, backed by a string of French actors and aficionados. The association has launched a campaign to raise awareness both in France and abroad of the role that bistro and café terraces play in bringing people and cultures together. Paris bistros are seeking UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage status. Credit Benoit Tessier/Reuters. They want the French ministry to back their candidacy to be awarded protected status and be added to the UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage list alongside the likes of the French gastronomic meal. They will hand in their request into the ministry in September. With their trademark zinc counters, bistros have been immortalized in countless films from Amelie to Woody Allen's Midnight in Paris. The oldest in Paris, the 17th century Procope, is still standing. They have also served as headquarters of painters and writers, such as Boris Vian, Jean-Paul Sartre and Simone de Beauvoir. Indeed, the French capital only remains a movable feast, as Ernest Hemingway put it, because its bistros and cafes exist, said the association. Bistros go back to the 17th century in Paris. Credit Bert Hardy/picture post. Yet bistro culture is under threat, warned Alain Fontaine, the group's head and owner of the Master A Bistro, near the city's former stock exchange. Paris now has less than 2,000 bistros among the capital's 14,000 restaurants, meaning they have dropped from around 30% 20 years ago to 14% today, he said, citing soaring rents in Paris but also powerful food and drink chains. For the past 10 years, the bistros and terraces of Paris have been losing ground to sandwich sellers, fast food joints and exotic restaurants, and they take with them an art de vivre, a sense of sharing and an ethnic, religious and social mix, said Mr. Fontaine. Foreigners would lose out too, he said, because tourists don't only come to see the Eiffel Tower or the Louvre Museum, they're here to meet the people of Paris on our terraces, he said. Paris bistros have been the HQ of writers, artists and intellectuals. Credit Heritage Images. One of the problems facing bistros were the long hours, from 7 in the morning until 11 p.m. often, meaning that family-run businesses are hard to keep going. Very few children of owners want to take on the bistro of their parents, he said. If we're inscribed as UNESCO World Heritage treasures, they'll stay in our bistros, take them over, and save them. However, competition for the coveted status is fierce in France, which can only field one proposal every 2 years. Among high-profile candidates of late are the French baguette and Paris iconic booksellers, known as bouquinistes, whose green stalls line the River Seine and make up the world's largest open-air bookshop. The book vendors recently received tacit backing from the Paris Town Hall, but the Culture Ministry has the last say.